Now at 10, Twin Cities teenagers on a mission to get paid.
There's mad welts. I still got bruises.
Tonight, the seasonal job they claim left them penniless.
And KARE 11 investigates.
It's been the worst year of my life.
Hospitals misleading patients about their doctor's qualifications.
Wheels up, boys!
Plus, Roker-thon reaches the land of 10,000 lakes.
I'm in Moorhead tonight with a special guest, and he has a forecast for you.
Thanks for joining us tonight. They worked late hours to earn a paycheck. Now 5 teenagers are crying foul over their seasonal employer.
The role-playing zombies who took violent hits by paintballers say they were never paid. Now they're working to get the money they earned. KARE 11's Boyd Hoopert has our top story tonight.
The website for Twin Cities Zombie Hunt offered a chance to shoot live zombies.
It was cold every night.
But these were the young people under the masks.
And especially the people that work on the end, they get hit the worst.
Rihanna Barrett recorded the barrage as 24 customers at a time on trailers out past that tree line fired at them.
Some of the paintballs that we got shot with were frozen, like they were frozen, and I got hit in the head and everything started like ringing.
Luke Koski is 17 years old. Sylvia Valdez, 16.
There's mad welts. I still got bruises.
He told us first day we started, it's first come, first serve on gear.
What gear they had, they say, consisted of masks and hockey pads. So why? Why did they do it?
I was going to have money for Christmas presents. I was going to have money for family.
Which makes this even more painful.
The zombies, we're not getting paid.
More than a week after Halloween, no checks.
There is nobody in there.
And no answers from the owner.
Wondered if you could give me a call back.
Twin Cities Zombie Hunt partnered with Nightmare Hollow Scream Park, which collected admission fees for both. The owner of that attraction says she's not responsible for paying the zombies, and no one has.
It's sad, to be honest, especially when for some of these people it's their first jobs.
Well, the teens worked for 4 weeks and told us a couple dozen others are in the same boat. Twin Cities Zombie Hunt is owned by Aaron Clark. He is yet to call us back. However, the owner of Hollow Scream told me late tonight in a phone call she's contacted one of Clark's investors. She told me the investor will see that the teens are paid by the end of the month.
Oh, that's good news. Thank you, Boyd.
You bet.
Changes are coming to the University of Missouri after complaints of racial attacks on campus prompted a boycott by the football team. The university's president and its chancellor announced their resignations today. With their departures, the school plans to appoint a chief officer for diversity, inclusion, and equity. It will review policies related to staff and student conduct and pledges to provide more support to those who experience discrimination.
I think we as Mizzou students would appreciate any change to allow for greater inclusion and equality on this campus.
I think this week has been difficult, but I think it's been good for us to kind of spark the fire of justice and to bring awareness to it.
The university also agreed to work toward a more diverse faculty and staff. The school's football coach says his team will resume practice tomorrow.
New at 10, the Minneapolis Board of Education has revealed its 6 candidates in its search for a new superintendent. Those being considered include interim superintendent Michael Gore, along with educators from Anoka County, Milwaukee, Houston, Illinois, and Massachusetts. Finalists will be announced by the end of the month. The board hopes to appoint someone by the end of the year. New information tonight about the man who shot and killed Aiken County Deputy Stephen Sandberg last month. A report by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services says Danny Hammond was placed on a 72-hour hold by a physician assistant at St. Cloud Hospital rather than a doctor. He was also never seen by a psychiatrist after threatening to kill himself. The report prompted the hospital to update its policies and training in recent weeks.
A break in the Jacob Wetterling abduction case has many Minnesotans taking notice. Here at KARE 11, we are recommitting resources to the 26-year-old cold case, which touched so many lives. Veteran reporter Caroline Lowe is leading a team of journalists with our coverage. They met for the first time today. Here's a look at how it went down.
We've had leads before.
In a KARE 11 conference room, a collection of journalists.
And that's my #1 goal.
Looking for one answer.
Where's Jacob?
regardless of the evidence, regardless of who did it, where's Jacob?
And that is so profound because that's the very question we keep hearing Patty ask.
Among those seated here, a veteran with 35 years experience who walked these fields back in 1989, a reporter who grew up knowing Jacob's story, and two seasoned investigative journalists.
I want to know who Danny Heinrich is.
I want to know what information there was at the time that led authorities to, in effect, cross him off the list for a very long time.
All of us coming together, hoping to make a difference, hoping to find one key answer.
And Caroline Lowe joins us tonight. Thanks for being here and for all the work you've done over so many decades on this case. You came to us from California, where you've been working to work on this particular story. Why do you think this story has stuck with you for so long?
I've covered the story for 20-something years. You get to know Patty Wetterling, you get to know the family. I raised my children here. My kids, we changed how we raised our children. We were talking about that earlier. It's affected all of us, and if I can have any little part in turning over a stone, getting a piece of information, the time is now, and that's why I hope people watching this tonight, paying attention to the news conference, if they know anything, they'll come forward and help solve this case.
It sure seems like this is the time, because they seem like we're closer than ever to finding Jacob.
It feels that way. I've been on that roller coaster before, and I've seen persons of interest before, like 5 years ago when they dug up the property near the Wetterling home, but I've never seen an extraordinary news conference like the U.S. Attorney appealing for help like that, and that tells me they know that somebody out there must know something, and it's really critical that if somebody knows something, has some suspicions, any information, that they come forward and give the authorities what they need to help find Jacob.
And just on one other note, sometimes people think that in the media we're doing this because we're trying to sensationalize the story or we're trying to squeeze extra juice out of it. And we really want people to understand that the Wetterling family is really wanting to get the word out right now.
Absolutely, and you get close to Patty and over the years, and they want our help. They feel that if we don't keep it out there, who's going to look for Jacob?
And who's going to bring new information forward.
Exactly, and there's somebody watching tonight who probably has information.
Well, we're so excited to have you on the team.
It's good to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do whatever I can to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Black Lives Matter Minneapolis says it will join tomorrow morning's march and rally in downtown Minneapolis. Fast food and cleaning workers are calling for increased pay, paid sick days, and scheduling changes. The march and rally runs from 5:30 to 9:30 and will be live on Sunrise.
Well, Target announced its plans for the holiday shopping season today. Stores will open at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving night. Shoppers can get the same deals at Target.com that morning. And if you spend at least $75 at Target on Black Friday, you get a 20% discount to use in December. Still ahead at 10, a sigh of relief for Viking fans as Teddy Bridgewater bounces back from a concussion.
Plus, Outroker's world record attempt makes its way to Minnesota tonight, and we are there for all the fun. But first, a sneak peek at the forecast. Here's Belle.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening on the satellite and radar, because all eyes are off to the west after a gorgeous day today, near record. In fact, we are looking off to the west, and that storm system is heading our way for Wednesday afternoon. Here are your headlines. Mild and sunny tomorrow, but then the rain moves in Wednesday. Heavy downpours possible. Rain and snow Thursday. We'll have all the details in the 7-day coming up.
And next, KARE 11 investigates.
I never knew it was a problem until this happened to our family.
Hospitals misleading patients. Next.
I'm coming.
Okay.
It's the time of year when we salute our veterans.
Said I was.
But meet a former Marine who gets his weekly applause with his groceries.
From the halls of Montezuma.
Tuesday at 10 in the land of 10,000 stories.
When you go to a medical clinic, you have an expectation that your doctor is qualified to do the job.
But we've uncovered cases in which several area hospitals have been misleading patients about the training and certifications their doctors have. KARE 11's A.J. Legault is here with more.
Randy, Julie, for more than a year now, we've been investigating problems with patient care at VA hospitals. Tonight, new questions about whether VA hospitals in our area have been honest with veterans about one of the most basic issues of all: their doctors' qualifications.
The VA is lying, veterans are dying. In-your-face billboards like these have been going up near troubled Veterans Affairs hospitals around the country, including here in Minneapolis and Tomah, Wisconsin.
I never knew it was a problem until this happened to our family.
Candace Dellis is one of the local driving forces behind the Tomah billboard.
And it's to raise awareness.
Awareness of the life and death of Army veteran Thomas Bear, Candace's father.
It makes me feel like my dad's not being forgotten about, because this will remind them of what happened.
Bear went to the Tomah VA January 12th of this year.
Dad's remains.
His remains now sit on the mantle of the family home.
And he had a stroke in the waiting room. They did nothing.
The VA disputes that did nothing allegation, but the death of Candace's father, along with the deaths of veterans allegedly overprescribed dangerous narcotics at the tiny Tomah VA, exploded onto national headlines. There were congressional hearings.
It's like out of a movie that you have slow-moving bureaucrats lumping around when a guy's dying. I mean, the Bear family should be absolutely outraged.
Candace was even called to testify.
We are left with so many unanswered questions, and the VA has been anything but transparent. It's been miserable.
But Candace,
it's been the worst year of my life.
And her mom
And he loved to sing.
still believe they've not received a true accounting.
We started doing some digging into the background of some of the people that were on duty that day and that cared for my dad.
The Bear family has filed a grievance claim against the VA. Dr. James Patterson was Bear's treating physician.
According to the Tomah VA website, Dr. Patterson is licensed in Wisconsin and Michigan, and it says that it was last reviewed and updated as of May 14th, 2014.
But that's not true. A quick online check shows Wisconsin denied Dr. Patterson a medical license back in 2013 because court records showed he owed more than $69,000 in delinquent taxes.
This is a perfect example of the VA lying, because it says that the data was reviewed and updated.
The inaccurate information doesn't end there. The VA website also claims Dr. Patterson is board certified in emergency medicine. But our investigation found that's not true either.
Board certification is very much about the public trust.
Dr. Lois Margaret Nora is president of the ABMS, American Board of Medical Specialties, which keeps a master list online of doctor certifications. It's the same group the VA says certifies its doctors. Being board certified means a doctor has passed rigorous testing and is staying up to date with the latest advances in medicine.
It's a tremendously important credential that tells people something very important about their physician's training, about how their physician has been assessed, and what that physician does every day as part of his or her practice.
For months, KARE 11's been investigating cases of misleading information about VA doctors posted on the VA's own website. Claims of board certifications that the doctors don't really have. Example, Dr. Ephraim Gabriel. The Minneapolis VA claims in black and white he's board certified in public health and general preventative medicine. But when we fact-checked that, we found there's no record of him ever holding any board certification. There's Dr. Narinder Sainai. The VA claims he's board certified in psychiatry. He's not. Dr. Ayman Namir. According to the VA, he's board certified in anesthesiology and critical care medicine. Again, not true. We found in case after case, specialty after specialty, the VA claiming board certifications that our research shows the physicians have not earned.
You guys take misrepresentation of the board certification pretty seriously.
I would take it seriously, yes. We would be very concerned if someone was using it erroneously.
Veterans rights attorney Ben Krause says he discovered the VA claiming non-existent board certifications for its doctors in several of his cases.
It gives somebody a false impression of qualifications.
He showed us proof. He notified the VA of the errors, but they didn't correct them. The false information remained up on the website.
It tells me that the VA doesn't actually care about integrity.
After KARE 11 started asking questions, the VA finally began removing the false information. Now, you'll just find blank spaces. VA officials in Tomah and Minneapolis refused to go on camera and answer our questions. But in a statement, the Minneapolis VA admitted that information on their website was inaccurate. They called it an administrative oversight. But why it was put there in the first place has veterans and their families left to publicly wonder, some with giant billboards, when it comes to the VA.
This is a federal agency. I expect them to have the same understanding of the truth as a 10-year-old.
Can you count on them to give you the truth?
But they don't.
We reached out to a number of the individual doctors inaccurately listed as board certified. Some acknowledge they were not certified. Others are in the process of earning that certification, but each and every one claimed to have no idea why the VA was falsely advertising them as board certified. Some were outraged and said they were going to the VA themselves to demand answers because it's their reputation at stake. And if you want to read the VA's statement to us, we've put that online at KARE11.com.
All right. Thank you.
Let's head outside now to Belinda for a look at our forecast. Another fabulous November day.
It really was a nice day, Julie. In fact, we've been adding them up. So we went ahead and put them on a calendar, and now you can just look for yourself and see what it's been like. Today we topped out at 62 degrees. And you know what? Every single day that's in red is above average. So if you add all of those big, warm November days ahead, or we had already, it's 11.2 degrees above average for the month, with only one day below average, which was last Friday. That will change. We have one more very warm day, and then things will tumble back to average and in fact below that as we get toward Friday of this week, and then we go right above again for the weekend. So we start out with tonight. We did warm up to 62 here in the metro, 59 in Rochester, 59 in Brainerd, and 64 degrees in Marshall. Tomorrow, another warm day. We expect 57 with plenty of sunshine tomorrow, quiet conditions right before a storm moves into the upper Midwest. So let's talk about this storm. Right now it is in Wyoming. I noticed a couple of little tweaks in the forecast tonight when it comes to the timing of the storm. So we watch it and it bottoms out in Nebraska, and this happens actually tomorrow night. And then it will move north. So it actually bottoms out, it strengthens, it gathers that moisture, and as it moves north, it tightens up. That means very windy conditions and potentially some heavier downpours. So here's 2 o'clock on Wednesday. The storm's to our south. You see it come right through southeastern Minnesota. That puts a band of very heavy rain from the Twin Cities to the south at 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. All rain because it's warm enough. Then as the low moves through on Wednesday night through Thursday morning, there could be a bit of a mix. And so that's one of the tweaks. It looks like Thursday morning, mid-morning, there could be a little bit of wintry mix happening in the metro and all areas along the eastern side of the state. Then the low moves off very quickly. We thought it would stick around and we might get a flurry or two on Friday. Doesn't look like it. Lots of clouds Friday morning. Here it is at 8 a.m. But then Friday afternoon, it starts to clear out. But it is cold. It is, in fact, below normal. So here we go. 57 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. And as I mentioned, here's the timing for Wednesday. The storm system moving right through the region at that point in time and affecting us. We go back to the 7-day forecast since that's not moving. 53 on Wednesday. Midday rain, heavy rain around 9, 10 o'clock Wednesday night. Then on Thursday morning, a little bit of a wintry mix that does clear out in the evening hours. And then we do expect Friday to be cloudy with clearing conditions, cold conditions. And then here for the weekend, we have plenty of sunshine returning. Good timing there with 50 degrees on Saturday and 53 degrees on Sunday. So that's the way it's looking. The heaviest rain again Wednesday night through Thursday morning. And we'll toss it back to you guys.
Once again, enjoy the weekend.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Coming up in sports, what's next for Teddy Bridgewater's concussion recovery?
Plus, the Timberwolves jump out to a 30-point lead in the first half and almost lose the game. Burke has the highlights next.
KARE 11 Sports from the Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine Sports Desk.
One of the most insane Wolves games in a while. Minnesota on the road at Atlanta tonight, looking for their 4th win of the season. What a first half it is for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns with the dunk here, 17 and 12 for the rookie. Wolves led by 30 points at the break. Third quarter, Towns gives it to a cutting Andrew Wiggins, throwing down the one-handed posterized dunk on Paul Millsap. Hawks soar back and tie the game late. Are you kidding me? But Wiggins comes through again, hitting the bucket, drawing the foul. Game high 33 points for Wiggins. Wolves win 117-107. Still no further penalty levied on LaMarcus Joyner for the hit that concussed Teddy Bridgewater. Here's Mike Zimmer from today.
He passed his first test, so should be good to go, I think. He's got to be able to work out and not have a headache and pass the final test.
If Bridgewater can't go, Sean Hill would start against Oakland. As far as Joyner, no suspension from the league, but a fine is probable. Bridgewater's injury, not the only one that has the Vikes concerned. Linebacker Audie Cole out for the year after breaking his ankle. And cornerback Terrence Newman also suffered a concussion. Makes getting other injured players like Sharif Floyd and Eric Kendricks back in the lineup even more pressing.
I'm feeling good, but I'm still taking it day by day. I'm doing my best to get better. I'm in treatment every day, and that's all I can say. I'm listening to my body at this point.
Twins doling out $12.85 million just for the rights to negotiate with Byung-ho Park. They'll then have 30 days to ink a deal with the 29-year-old Korean slugger who hit 53 home runs last year for the Nexen Heroes. He's a first baseman, but obviously Joe Mauer is firmly entrenched at that spot. Good news for the Gophers. The soccer team finds out today they are one of 64 teams that will play in the NCAA tournament. Minnesota will face South Dakota State at Elizabeth Lyle Robbie Stadium Friday night at 6. Also should note the Gopher volleyball team, after 12 straight wins, is ranked #1 in the nation now, according to the RPI. And I spoke with St. Thomas head football coach Glenn Caruso tonight, who says the trick play, two-point conversion they executed to perfection in Saturday's win over Carleton College around the back was, quote, absolutely the way it was drawn up. Charlie Dowdle and company getting a lot of viral attention for this one today. All right, that's sports, but Laura Betker and Al Roker collide next.
Well, hey there, I am so excited to be here with Al Roker in Moorhead. Of course, your Minnesota stop on Rokerthon 2. This is the state of hockey, by the way, so we want to give you a Minnesota Wild jersey to take home with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I'm going to give you a quick forecast.
We need the forecast
as we go
now.
For Rokerthon, as we continue to try to get this record with Guinness. Duluth going to be low of 37 tonight. Minneapolis 40 degrees. Rochester 34. Alexandria 41. Moorhead tonight fair skies and 41 degrees. Go to today.com/Rokerthon. You can track us. Also donate to Feeding America. We're trying to help feed the hungry as we move across this great country of ours. And we've got this flag for you, so you can hold on to it and wave your Rokerthon flag proudly.
We will.
All right.
Thank you so much for making
Laura.
a stop here in Minnesota.
Day 5 tomorrow on the Today Show.
Good job, Laura.
We sent a little one this way.
And poor Laura, she had to carry the energy for both of them because I cannot.
He's tired.
Oh,
what,
my
14
God.
states today?
And he's not a young man anymore.
This was his last date, 14 in one day. He started in the Four Corners this morning.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable.
Good job. All right,
So.
catch more of that on the Today Show tomorrow morning.